Oh yeah, before I start this review, please don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the video. Yeah, I'm just reminding here now. Please don't forget to support the channel. Please, please, please. We need more subscribers. We really do. Oh, we need more views. We really do. We really, really do. So yeah, don't forget to support the channel. Thank you guys. On to the review. So Together is the new horror film released by Neon, and it is written and directed by Michael Shanks in his feature film directorial debut, and it stars real-life married couple Dave Franco and Alison Brie as a couple who moves to the countryside and unfortunately encounters a supernatural force that threatens to change their lives as well as their bodies. So I know when it comes to Together, I'm very late to the party. I know this movie was theatrically released in a lot of other countries like end of July, but I live here in the Philippines and this movie was released pretty late. It was only released in our country like last Wednesday, August 13. So 5 days ago. Yeah, I know I'm pretty late, but who gives a shit, man? I'm still gonna make this review and I'm still gonna post this review because of my loyal viewers out there. I love y'all. To the 10 loyal viewers I have out there watching my reviews, thank y'all. Thank you all. And I'm making this review for you. I love y'all. Yeah. So yeah, I first heard of Together when it had its premiere in the Sundance Film Festival earlier this year. It was pretty early this year. Very early on this year. I think it was January, something like that. And I first heard about this movie then because it had a lot of great reviews, a lot of positive reactions, a lot of great word of mouth, a lot of positive word of mouth, and things like that. And ever since then, I was like paying attention to this. I was like, okay, okay, interesting. I want to see this movie. I want to see this for myself. I want to see what this movie's about. And I want to see what all those positive reviews are about. And going into this, I always manage my expectations because at the end of the day, if you expect disappointment, you'll never be disappointed. So I always manage my expectations because sometimes those positive reviews can really go out of hand because at the end of the day, we're not the same people. We all have differing opinions. So yeah, I was able to watch this a while ago with Lance and a couple of other friends of ours. And right off the bat, we fucking loved this movie. I'm just gonna say this now. We had an absolute fucking blast watching this movie. We really love this movie. I think this is a very grotesque and gnarly and absolutely insane movie. I can definitely see a lot of people getting very squirmish when it comes to this film. I can definitely see this film getting a lot of different reactions from a lot of different people. I can definitely see this film I can definitely see a lot of people getting disgusted by this film. And yeah, the movie's going for that. And it really goes for it. And I love that. I love as weird this is very weird to hear. And I know. Just hold up. I really love grotesque and gnarly. I love grotesque and gnarly films. The Thing, The Fly. I love that. One of my favorite movies of 2024 is The Substance. It's not so much I love grotesque and gnarly films. I love horror movies that are able to get a certain reaction out of me. And this movie did just that. And yeah, it's I'm at a loss for words, but yeah, there's some very gnarly imagery in this movie, and I really love that. And this is the first film from Michael Shanks. This is Michael Shanks' first film, and he wrote and directed this. And holy shit, he did a great job for a directorial debut. I would not have thought that this was a directorial debut because he did an amazing job directing this movie, also writing. But I want to focus specifically on the directing for now. I think he did such a great job with just the visuals of the movie, just the grotesque imagery, just the overall look, the overall atmosphere of this film. Just there are certain scenes where I'm like, oh my god, it just gets a reaction from me. And just the overall look, the lighting. There are certain scenes where the lighting almost feels very cosmic, very ethereal, very out of this world. And it makes sense because something pretty much otherworldly is happening to our characters. So to have that kind of space like cosmic horror type of lighting. I really love that. I thought it fits so well with the movie. Like I said, the visuals, just the I don't want to spoil anything. I don't want to give anything away, but the imagery, the effects, the makeup, good job. One of the things I absolutely loved about this movie, and just shows how much of a good job Michael Shanks did with writing and directing this movie, was how well he was able to keep the tension alive throughout the entirety of the film. Because pretty much from the start of the movie, you get this feeling that something is about to go down, something is about to happen. And what I love about Michael Shanks is he doesn't give you everything. He doesn't give you everything at first glance. He's gonna keep you guessing, like what is about to happen, what is gonna happen next. And that is what happened with my friends and I. We were predicting like, oh, this is gonna happen. This is definitely gonna happen next. And I love that because it keeps the interest alive. It keeps the tension alive. It keeps us engaged with the film, and it keeps the pace up. This is a very well paced movie because of those things, and I really love that. Surprisingly, this is also a very hilarious movie. I did not expect that. This is a very funny movie. My friends and I, we found ourselves laughing a lot during certain scenes, and it was crazy. Like I did not expect this movie to be this funny, and it's also another testament to how well Michael Shanks did with this movie, to how much of a good job Michael Shanks did with this movie, because the comedy never felt out of place. It fit. Because I've seen a lot of thriller movies, I've seen a lot of horror movies that try to fit in comedy, and it ruins the movie for me. I am not gonna name any movies, a simple favor. But yeah, with this one, he did such a great job because he gives you the horror, and he's gonna give you the comedy in the midst of that horror, but it never compromises the tension. It never ruins the horrific aspects of this film. It never downplays the horror. It never downplays the fucking gnarliness, the disgusting things that's happening in this movie. Never does. It fits. It absolutely fits. And I found that to be very surprising. I love that. I loved how well he was able to blend both genres. And aside from comedy and aside from horror, Together might just be the most romantic film I've seen all year. I'm not joking. This might be the most romantic movie of the year. This would have been perfect if they released this in Valentine's. So yeah, so this movie delves into the themes of relationships, which I absolutely appreciated because a lot of elevated horror, a lot of indie horror movies nowadays, they love to dabble with themes of grief and trauma, and we've seen a lot of films like that, and that's not bad. I'm not hating on those movies. I've loved a lot of movies that dabbles on those themes, but at a certain point, I want some variety, and I love that this movie gave me that. It delves into that the themes of relationships, and it uses the body horror aspect to explore those themes in such a unique, grotesque, insane, and very creative manner, and I love that. And one of the things I also loved about Michael Shanks' script is, sure, you have this body horror movie, but underneath you also have this very earnest, compelling romance drama film with this couple. And a lot of that not only has to do with his script, but also has to do with Dave Franco and Alison Brie, who have great chemistry. Obviously, they're fucking married in real life, and I loved that. I loved them in this movie. I love their characters. I love their performances. Just the little conversations, the little arguments they have made it feel so organic, made it feel so authentic. And even if you take out the horror genre, that horror aspect of this movie, you're still left with this drama film, with this very earnest, like I said, very compelling drama film between them, exploring their characters, exploring their dynamics. And I love that. I really do love that. I think they give great performances. I think this is one of Dave Franco's best performances. He plays the role of of being petrified so fucking well. He did a great job with this movie, and yeah, I really really enjoyed this movie. I had a lot of fun. We all, my friends and I, we had an absolute blast. Like I said, we had so much fun watching this movie. This might be one of the most fun experiences in the theater I've had all year. This was so much fun, and even better than I expected. When it comes to flaws, I'm gonna talk about my flaws now. I will be talking about spoilers when it comes to my flaws. So, spoiler alert. Click away if you want to see the movie and you don't want any spoilers. Click away. Click fucking away. Please click away. Don't spoil yourself, man. Don't. Don't. Just don't. Just watch the movie. Just don't. And just come back to this part when you've seen the movie. Click away. Don't spoil yourself. So here we go. But if you have watched the movie, here's my flaws. There's a certain scene in like the first 30 minutes of the film where Dave Franco is talking about his parents. He's talking about the traumatic experience in his childhood. He's talking about his childhood. He's talking about his traumatic upbringing, and he's talking about his parents, about something that happened between them, and they show it, and they even show it earlier on in the film. They hint towards it, but it never really fully wraps around the central story of the film. It kind of just felt very out of place to me. It's like in retrospect after the film, I was like, "Alright, so what was the point of that? Like, what was the point of that scene? It didn't felt unnecessary to the plot. I don't know why they added that. Maybe it wraps around to the themes of the movie. I don't know. I'll watch it again. We'll see. But for now, it just felt very out of place for me. Yeah, he talks about like his parents. His mom was insane. His mom had like mental health problems. His dad. They show his dad's body, and it's like, what was the point of that? I don't know. Um, I don't know what the point of that was, other than yeah, I really don't. We'll see. Maybe it does wrap around the theme of relationships, but yeah, about when it comes to flaws, it's pretty much just that. Yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. I also really love that Michael Shanks lets you, in some ways, lets you imagine certain things, lets you tell the story in your own ways, because he doesn't fully explain everything, because not everything needs to be fully explained. He tells the story in a way that it should just be told. He doesn't have to explain everything. There's certain things with a cult. There's certain Yeah, there's certain things with a cult. He never fully explains this cult because he doesn't have to. He just leaves it to our imagination, and I love that. He can explore that in a future film if he wants to. And yeah, I think he did a great job. First film. This is his first film. He did a great job, and I can't wait to see what else he does in the future. Yeah, and I'm gonna give Together an A. Yeah, a lot of people might disagree with me on this. A lot of people might say, "Oh, that's too high of a grade." Oh, like what? Sh- who cares? It's my opinion, man. This is me. It's my opinion. And at the end of the day, sure, you can disagree with my grade, but it's also like the experience of watching the movie also factors in. And I had a lot of fucking fun watching this with my friends. We all had a lot of fun. We really did. This was a very fun experience. One of the most fun I've had in cinemas all year, like I said. And speaking of my friends who I watched the movie with, uh, here's their grades and mini review. I was able to ask them what they thought of the movie and what their grades are. So enjoy. Together. What will you give Together? Out of A plus to F or out of 10? Any? Ikaw bahala.
What's kapag rating A?
Yeah, rating. Yeah.
S?
No, A plus to F. A plus to F. A plus? A? A? You're giving it an A? Angele, rating. S. So A. It says A plus to F. A plus to F. That normal scale. A. I'm also gonna give it an A. I'm also there.
Right?
So like, what
That
did you
was
think?
The first of its kind.
Really?
It was so complex and different in a good way. So unexpected. So enjoyable.
The last time,
It's so much fun.
I love it.
the last time I saw something like that, I was trying to guess this fucking guy. Scary movie. Pero scary movies like looking at me.
Alright, A.
I know.